welcome to the Runecast how-to video series. My name is Steve Bedison and I'm the lead technical sales engineer at Runecast, and I'm here to help you get started with Runecast and to show you the most relevant capabilities and functionalities of the platform. So in this video, you're going to learn how to connect Runecast to a vCenter. So what we've looked at in the previous video is how to install Runecast inside VMware using that OVA. And once we've done that, we've logged in with the default account, and we're at the point now where we are ready to configure the Runecast appliance. And the first step in that is connecting to a system, and it will default to vCenter as the starting point. So that's what we're going to look at in today's video. And here is where we left off from last time. So we got to this point and we're ready to connect to our vCenter. So we can simply click continue at the bottom here. And the first thing we need to do is to add our vCenter server. We can either enter the fully qualified domain name or the IP address. So let me enter my details here for my vCenter. Now, you can provide a user account here that has access to that vCenter. Now, before I put my credentials in, it's just worth pointing out, and I'm just going to show in the documentation. So you can get to the Runecast documentation, docs.runecast.com. I've gone into the system requirements, and I've gone down to VMware vCenter server. And it's basically saying here, a user with the following privilege at the vCenter level is required to connect to a VMware vCenter server. So minimum requirement is read-only, as it says here. And it says the minimum required permission for the analyzer to perform scanning is read-only. However, in this case, collection will not be fully comprehensive. It will not be possible to report issues related to some areas of the configuration, such as a device-specific info from ESXi host, driver, and firmware. This is due to the way specific data is exposed through the vSphere permissions model. Now, in order to provide a fully comprehensive analysis, the additional privileges must be granted, to whatever account you're using, in order to, for the sufficient information is, collected for 100% of the checks performed by the Runecast analyzer. So this is what's recommended. So whatever user account that you're going to use, these are the vCenter privileges that account really needs to have in order to be able to obtain all of the information that Runecast analyzer needs to get from all of the objects inside vCenter. So let's go back here. I'm going to put my username in here, password in. The next step is choosing the initial security profiles. Now, as we are connecting to vCenter, one of the first choices here would be the VMware security hardening guidelines. So I would select that one there. Now, there may be some other security profiles that I may be interested in. I'm going to select CIS and GDPR just for this example. Now, depending on what your own needs are, these will vary. Now, it doesn't matter if you even skip this or don't select any profiles. Afterwards, you can go in once you've configured and change the security profiles by editing them and turning them on and off. What you must be aware of, if you do change any of the security profiles, none of them will come into effect until you've run that analysis after you've made those changes. So it's important just to make that point clear. So I'm just going to select these security profiles to start with, and I can show you then once we're in how you can go and edit those going forwards. So we're going to click continue here. Oops, gone a step too far. Now the next step is the analysis schedule. The default is usually a daily analysis. You can change the times around this. Is set to run at 2 a.m. in the morning. You could select this to run every hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours, or 12 hours. Or you could do a weekly analysis and you could select a particular day. My recommendation, and typically what most customers do, is a daily analysis, which you run once a day. So I'm going to leave the default. But at any point in time when you're connected to the Runecast user interface, there is an analysis button. So you could run the analysis at any point in time. So if you've made a configuration change in your environment, or you've fixed a particular issue that Runecast has reported, and you want to check that that fix is completed, you can run the analysis, and it will then scan the system. So you have the option to quite a few options here as to how you run the analysis. You can do it manually. You can set it to run hourly. You can do it weekly, but daily, once a day. And you can set the time there. I'll leave it as the default. It's typically what most customers would use. Click continue. And we then get an overview of this initial configuration. So what have we done? We've selected the vCenter platform and connected to that. We've connected to our vCenter. There's the connection name. We've activated the following profiles there. We selected the schedule analysis to run every day at 2 a.m. And at the moment, I've got an activated in a trial mode. What this means is that I've got limited, in terms of what it's going to analyze, it will show limited results. So I need a valid license. If you're trialing this, you'll get a 7-day license. If you're a customer that's purchased a full license, then you will just apply that license once we've gone through this next step. If you're a partner, you may have an NFR license like myself, which will have a time bound associated to it, but it will have the full capability and functionality around it. So I'm going to click Analyze Now. Now, this is going to come back and show that everything is, so no system analyze, run an analysis. It's saying analysis is in progress, but I think it's going to come back and show me that everything is looking good because I haven't applied a valid license. And that is going to be the next part of this video. So the analysis has finished under this trial license here, and it has returned some results that you can see there. If I look at the notifications here, you get some details around what's actually been done and completed in that first initial scan. So it actually has returned some results. But what we need to do is license this with a valid license. We only have a VMware trial active, and we need to apply our license. That's going to be shown in the next video. So thanks for watching, and please watch the next video that we've produced for how to activate your Runecast appliance with a valid license. Thank you for watching this how-to video. I hope it's been useful for you. I just wanted to highlight some useful links on this slide. So please go and visit our website, where you can find lots of useful information about our solutions, the platforms we cover, partners and resources, and much, much more. You can see here direct links to some of those resources, such as the user guide and the Runecast blogs, and of course our YouTube channel, which contains all of the how-to video series and the many Runecast webinars that we've hosted. So please go and take a look at these. I'm sure you'll find them particularly useful. And finally, watch out for the new how-to video content being released. Thank you, and see you again.